Your general manager, Brad Holmes, at the Combine, was interviewed by Good Morning Football's Peter Schrager, and he went sporting a villain hoodie. And this is fantastic. This is fantastic. I love to see this. It's cold. It's white. It's got a silver outline of a lion, and I want it. So somebody tell me how to get it, okay? No matter what the cost. I want it. A villain. You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. From Pride of Detroit says the Lions are adopting a villain mentality. No more feel-good stories in Detroit. They're coming for your lunch money this year. I love it. I love it. I love this. Quote, this is something we kind of came up with over just time inside our personnel and scouting department. Holmes told Peter Schrager on Good Morning Football on Wednesday. It's just about what we're all about, what we're trying to find in the draft. And the guys that fit our culture. Let's go. Wait a minute. And y'all talking about Jalen Ramsey ain't a real possibility? Put some respect on my name, bro. A villain? Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I forgot my wife's on the phone. I can't give out too much, but it's something that's within our building, and then it's on our walls. It's something we believe in. Let's go. Let's go. Now, he is going to do a press conference at 4:15. I'm going to have to stick around for that. I'm going to have to stick around with that. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's hear what he had to say.
Ago, we would have called it the Stafford trade. Well, now it's the Stafford-Goff trade because I think Goff had this great year, and it's, hey, we could look at these guys as equals. You also have the Hockenson trade that you made midseason. I'm looking at your draft picks. You have a 6th overall pick, an 18th overall pick, multiple second-round picks, a 3rd-round pick. This is going to be a very important draft for the Detroit Lions. How are you approaching it?
Yeah, we're just going to continue the same approach that we've always had, and just we want to add good football players that fit our culture and guys that we love. And guys that are truly fits. And I've talked about free agency, about, we're always strategic and selective and finding the right guys. Well, we'll continue the same process in the draft. And I think in the past, it's like, as far as free agency, can we get guys that can really fit our culture, or do guys want to come to Detroit and all that? But when it comes to the draft, we want guys that fit our culture, and that's what we're just going to get the best football player for us.
Yeah, and you're looking at some of the drafts you guys had in recent years. Last year you had Aiden Hutchinson, but you also get Houston the pass rusher. You also bring these defensive backs that not everyone had heard of. The young core. How happy are you that they're developing and they're coming together as well?
Yeah, no, that was exciting to see. Obviously, we have some improvements to do on defense as a whole, but I will say, we drafted 6 defensive players in last year's draft, and 5 of those 6, end up being core pieces of our team. So those guys had to grow together. You take a little lumps early on, but those guys learn how to win, and it was a cool maturation process to see with all those guys.
Yeah, I want to ask about the quarterback, because in Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft, which is the Bible here on NFL Network, with that 18th pick, there was a quarterback selected. Jared Goff had this great year, but we do know his contract number and all that. Is there a scenario where you could see a young quarterback selected by the Detroit Lions with those first 2 picks?
Yeah, it just has to make sense. Obviously, we like Jared. He's our starter, but we don't have a lot behind him, and so we were kind of sliding into home plate at the very end off a training camp, trying to find a backup quarterback, and able to get Nate Sudfeld, and did a nice job for us. But we've had these open, transparent conversations about we're happy with Jared. He's our starter, but we need to add some pieces in that room overall. So whether it's in free agency or in the draft, we just got to get somebody to continue to develop.
All right, so I heard a lot. First of all, let's say that Jalen Ramsey is a villain. So listen, stop saying all of that. Stop saying he don't fit the culture. We got it on the walls. Villain is on the walls. We're not talking about Batman here, y'all. We're talking about villains. You know what I hear? I'm sick of people out. I love this, bro. And I'm a hero at heart. I love hero. Everything hero is me. But sometimes you got to be the villain, bro. You have to be developed. It's for the greater good. I love this. You know why I love this? And we'll get into the quarterback talk. I love this because Hutch was robbed. And you better believe he internalized that. I love this because of Micah Parsons. Nobody wants to come to Detroit, bro. I love this. I love this because Aaron Big Head Mars Attack Rodgers is flapping his mouth. I love this because no one had us beating the Green Bay Packers. Oh, my God. Aaron Rodgers, he's on a roll. He's on a roll. So, yes, absolutely, I love this. And I want this shirt. I want it. Give it to me. I likes it and I want it. I want mine in black, though, with silver villain. I love it. And like I said, man, I'm a hero at heart, but I love it. I'm ready. I'm tired. My team is sick of being down, played down. I'm tired of. I love this. Now, let's get into this quarterback situation. What did you hear? Because I heard a lot of circles. I heard we got to get a backup quarterback. And stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Are we getting one in the draft? Are we getting one in free agency? I heard Jared's our starter. I heard development in there. I did hear development. And when development is the key word, that is the key. He said free agency, but he said development. And that does mean both. Okay? Now, the owners have to vote if they can change the fact that you can only dress one quarterback. Okay? That might change because of what happened to the San Francisco 49ers. But I heard both, that we could draft a quarterback. However, and this is where the however comes in, Darn, will it be in the first round? Will it be in the first round? So I have a question for you in the chat and on playback. Do you want the Detroit Lions to draft a quarterback? And if so, where? Now, obviously, it depends on how the board falls. Rainbow Girl says Holmes will not show his hand. So he says he's open to drafting a QB early, even if he has no desire to do so. Trust in Holmes to draft defense. Rainbow Girl, I hope you're actually a girl behind there because that just made my heart warm and fuzzy because of what you just said. Women in football, fantastic combination. I love it. And I say that with love. A lot of troll accounts there, okay? But that was music to my ears. Speaking of music, I got a butterfly in the sky. I love that because that's what I heard. I heard it. Yeah, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, okay? What is he going to do? We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. We did hear that Jared Goff is our starter, and that is facts on facts. No longer fiction. There's no longer a debate. Jared Goff is the starter. So you tell me, which one, what did you hear? Did you hear that Brad Holmes is leaning toward drafting a quarterback? Did you hear that he is leaning toward a free agent quarterback? Let me know. It's good to hear Brad Holmes, ain't it? We don't hear him for 5 months. He came out of the shadows like the Turtles when we was 1-6 and we traded away TJ Hawkinson. Then he disappeared. Puff of smoke, Batman. It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. That's Brad Holmes. Hold on, let me really do it. It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. That was Brad Holmes. In and out of the smoke. And we don't know what he's going to do at all until we hear with the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select